Every minute of every hour of every day, we're consuming energy. And we worry about finite resources, rising prices, the environment, when all the while one solution is right in front of us, or more accurately, right above our heads. The sun is an incredibly powerful source of energy. That's why TVA is transforming solar energy into usable electricity. Of course, solar is just one of the renewable energy resources we have. And Generation Partners was created so TVA and local power companies can work with customers to generate clean, green energy. Today that includes wind, biomass, small hydro, and of course solar. For most homes and most businesses, solar is going to be the most applicable choice. So let's talk about how you can tap into that clean, renewable energy. Solar panels are not a new technology, and now their use is becoming more widespread every day. If you've thought about getting involved in solar power, you probably have questions, and this video will answer a lot of them. Starting with, how do I get started? This is Todd Palmer with Middle Tennessee Electric, and he's going to give us some information on getting started with Generation Partners, right?
That's right. There's actually 3 steps that those persons interested in the program need to take.
All right, what's step 1?
Step 1 is call your local power company, and that's just to make sure that you're following the program correctly.
All right, step 2?
Step 2, get a participation agreement, get it signed, and then you'll be able to put together a drawing or a diagram of the actual project, which you'll need to make sure that you follow it closely and correctly.
Okay, now that's when I get a little bit shaky because you said sign and agreement and diagram, plan. Is it a mountain of paperwork?
No, it's not a mountain of paperwork. It's just the power company will be able to walk you through that, and once you select a contractor, they all work together, and it's a very simple process.
All right, step number 3.
Step number 3, once the installation is complete, make sure that you get it inspected, and that's just to make sure that all the T's are crossed, I's are dotted, and that you followed the program correctly.
Yeah, and that also protects the homeowner, right?
That's right. If you're going to invest in something like this, you want to make sure that it's done correctly.
So the first step is not to run out to the hardware store.
That's right. Call your local power provider.
All right, thanks very much.
Hey, thank you.
Okay. James and Lisa Smith have had their system for about a year and found plenty of help to get them started. Tell me about the incentives and some of the financial help out there that can help a person get started.
There's a lot of incentives available to businesses and individuals as well. TVA, they give you $1,000 to help cover the cost of the installation of the system. Then the state of Tennessee, every state is a little different, but the state of Tennessee, they have a grant program for businesses for commercial applications to where they'll pay 40% of the cost of your system up to $75,000 payout. In addition to that, the state has a 0% interest loan program, and you can finance the balance of the system, the 60%, over a 7-year period with 0% interest.
Wow, now that you talked about was business specific?
That is for business. In addition to that, they also have a 5-year accelerated depreciation schedule on the cost of the system as well. Now, on top of that, the federal government has a program that applies to everyone, and it is a 30% tax credit for installing the system that comes off of your business or your personal return, depending on how you're doing that.
Wow. That's a lot of help.
It is a lot of help. And TVA has been a fantastic partner. You know, they have a wealth of resources and different people that can come out and help you through the process.
Okay, Lisa, how helpful was TVA in the process?
TVA was very helpful. They gave us a lot of good information. Actually, they worked with our local government. There was never any solar panels on commercial buildings in downtown historic Franklin. So they provided a lot of good information. They worked with our contractor. They were there for us anytime we needed them.
I need a little clarification from you, okay?
Okay.
Generation Partners program, we've covered, and we know sort of what they do and how they help people out. Green Power Switch. They're 2 different things. Give me a little clarification there.
Green Power Switch is where you buy blocks of energy that comes from resources such as solar, wind, and methane.
And theoretically, then someone else out there that is a part of the Green Power Switch program can buy what you've generated here because it's generated by green means.
Exactly.
Okay. I'm very impressed with how helpful they are in terms of doing what's good for the world.
Exactly.
That's exactly right. You know, not only have they helped us create a healthier environment, but they've also helped us create a healthier bottom line for the company.
A solar power installation is not cheap. In fact, the average residential installation, which is about 2.5 kilowatts, will cost about $20,000. But as James discovered, there are incentives and tax credits to help reduce the cost. To begin, you'll receive $1,000 from your local power company as an incentive to help defray the cost of installation. Federal and state tax incentives and grants can help significantly offset the upfront cost of a renewable generation system. To get the most current information which applies, visit desireusa.org. Incidentally, there's a great website to help you figure out how big a system you want and what it might cost you. That's at findsolar.com. This site is run by the American Solar Energy Society. It's an industry group, so the numbers you see there are averages. For specifics, you'll want to get quotes from certified installers in your area. You can find a list of certified installers at nabcep.org. That's the North American Board of Certified Energy Practitioners. So if you're wondering how these high-tech panels take the sun's energy and turn it into electricity, you're in good company. I'm kind of wondering that myself. I've got Neil Placer here. He's going to explain it to us. He's with TVA's end-use generation team. Neil, how does this happen?
Well, basically, Jay, the sun puts out packets of energy called photons.
Okay.
These photons excite electrons in your panel. What all that means is basically this is a machine waiting to produce electrical energy. It just needs a fuel source. And that free, abundant source is above our heads.
Right above us. Okay, so something in there gets excited and then say, hey, let's go jump over onto the grid. They actually have to go to an inverter next?
That's right. The reason why that happens is these panels put out DC energy. Most appliances today run off of AC energy, so the inverter makes that conversion. You add a meter, some disconnect switches, you have a PV system.
You're good to go.
Yep.
All right, now let me ask you this. How long will these last?
Most manufacturers warranty a solar PV product for 25 years. Now, I have personal experience coming from the solar industry that would say it can far exceed that.
I see. All right, well, that answers my questions. I say we leave these little guys to get excited, and thanks, Neil. Now I'm gonna go check out an inverter.
This is called an inverter.
Okay.
And this is the magic box that takes the energy that the solar cells are collecting, turns it from a DC power source into an AC power source, and then takes that current and matches it up with the current out into the grid.
What am I seeing in that window right there?
That is the data that the inverter is collecting about the amount of power that we've created.
Just like watching the stock market. It's
That's
like,
right.
honey, we made 5 more cents.
That's exactly right.
Now, there is a certain amount of infrastructure, let's say, that goes with solar. You've got panels on the roof, and then you've got wiring all the way down into your basement here. Have you had any problems with any of that?
We haven't had any problems, and it's been very, very low maintenance. As a matter of fact, we haven't had to do anything to the solar system.